The Aloha Hour with Johny and Dewey.
All right.
Always make me happy.
Yeah.
You gotta answer, man. You gotta answer.
I know,
You gotta
Someone
answer.
does it.
I like this one already. Can you come back next
Well,
week?
I'm going to introduce our guest for today. She is an amazing ukulele player and composer. She began playing the ukulele at the age of 5, playing on the streets of Waikiki with the Beach Boys. She was discovered by legendary Don Ho and became a featured performer in his show. From there, her popularity grew, and since then, she performed and toured around the world. Her album, We Are Made of Stars, was nominated for Ukulele Album of the Year at the 2016 Na Hoku Hanohano Awards. She has played privately for John Travolta, Steven Seagal, George Clooney, and has opened for Earth, Wind and Fire, Chicago, Jimmy Buffett, Chris Isaak, and many others. I'm super stoked to introduce Taimane Gardner.
Oh, welcome home, girl.
Oh my gosh, it's so nice to be home.
Isn't it?
I'm enjoying being at home, and it's been like at least a year.
Really?
And it's so different because I'm always like in some different bed, eating some weird food. Like I don't know, jet lag where I am. So I love being home.
Right? Were you traveling like mad before COVID?
It was crazy.
Like how many months of the year were you
You
traveling?
mean travel or touring?
Touring,
Yeah,
touring,
yeah.
Not
slash
just travel.
traveling.
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
both.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I'd say half of the year I was gone.
Wow.
Yeah,
And
6 months I was
how
gone.
long you been doing that? Like just
It just kind of built. It's been growing probably 2 to 3 years.
Yeah.
And I love touring. I love performing, but I'm
Yeah.
also an introvert. So, like, it takes a lot out of me. And, I kind of like, I reset at home. I do my yoga. I like to be alone. So, it's really nice to be home. Yeah.
You know, it's so hard to imagine you're an introvert because on stage you're like killing it. You're like like an assassin.
yeah.
You're like, this is not an introvert. This is like a show.
Yeah, I put everything
Yeah.
on stage. Like, I put my whole soul, my whole heart.
Yeah.
And,
That's why it takes
takes
so
a lot,
much.
yeah.
So it's like almost drain you emotionally. So where do you go to refill your cup as an introvert? When you come home, where do you go? Where do you go to kind of get your creativity back in again, like refill your sense of energy and self so you can give again?
first, I love talking to the fans after because they always have that. Those are the stories that keep me going after every show because they're like, I came like 6-hour flight to come and see you. So that's number one.
Yeah.
I love yoga, just alone. It's nice to see my friends who I've had for, over 10 years, talking to them. And I have a bathtub.
Yeah.
I need a bathtub wherever I go, so that really
This
helps.
is such a cliche. You put the incense and the candles.
No,
Admit it.
I don't.
Admit it.
I don't.
No,
I don't know.
You don't go the whole 9 yards.
I do the lower lighting. I got the music going,
Yeah.
and then I close the curtains actually, and I just get in my little.
What do you listen to? Just curiosity.
At the moment, Janae Aiko,
Yow.
her.
Yeah.
I love classical as well. I just let Spotify do its thing. The
Yeah.
algorithm does
Yeah.
its thing now. But I've been doing a lot of R&B lately.
Yes.
Yeah.
I always wanted
yeah.
to ask you, like, how did you determine your genre? Or because every time I come to your shows, you don't even have a genre. Like, you do everything. You're just good at every genre. Like, sometimes you did, like, I heard you do like a song in Hebrew or something,
Yes.
and then suddenly you do something like more Latino,
Mm-hmm.
and suddenly you do something more Hawaiian. So you don't have a genre per se.
Whenever people ask me, I always say visual, flamenco, classical, rock.
Wow.
But I get my inspiration from my travels. So I try and learn a song from whatever country I'm going to because that's like a great way to connect with the people. They freak
Right.
out.
Yeah, that is so cool.
So I have I have a song in Hindi, and then I have one in, Israeli, Hebrew, Japanese, Samoan, French, and a bunch of other ones. Cantonese, Mandarin.
But you don't speak those languages.
I
You
don't.
just
I
learn.
just sing in it.
That's
Okay, so you just-
incredible.
That's
cool
insane.
as shit.
That's
Yeah.
cool as shit. That's insane.
And it's fun. Tahitian, you know, it's a fun way to really connect.
So tell us a little bit about yourself, just so for the audience to get to know you. I mean,
Okay.
how did you start it? Where were you born? Here on this island?
Yeah.
Right
Born and
on.
raised, Aina Haina. Let's see. I started playing ukulele when I was 5, but even before that, I loved being on stage. I don't know. I was just born with it. You know, I would do ballet. I would put shows together for my dog and my parents at the time, and I just wanted
How
to
did
be
your
on
dog
stage.
react to
I'm sure he loved it. He loved every single part of it. Yeah. And so my dad gave me my very first ukulele, and I just loved it. I pretended like I was a rock star in front of the mirror.
Was it a good one or the souvenir ones from the
It was
ABC store?
It wasn't an ABC store one, but it was a soprano wood. It was pretty good. You know, it was a good one to start off with
Yeah.
as a 5-year-old.
Right.
And so I started doing lessons with 2 different teachers at the same time. My dad was very like, okay, we're going to do this and we're going to do that. So he was the one who was kind of like pushing me, doing my thing, taking me to my practices. And then my mom, who was Samoan, she was the talent, but she was a flight attendant at the time. So she was always, you know, she was always leaving and coming back, but she would always come to my shows. So I started off at a young age, and I started performing. I think my first one was when I was 6. That was my first performance. It was at my grandmother's church, and I loved it. And then from there, I started playing in contests. I won my first contest at Ala Moana Center Stage when I was 6. That was a good one. And I remember I went up, and the guy introduced me, and I'm like, I need a microphone. Like, I'm singing and I'm playing ukulele. And he's like, oh, you're so cute. Get out there. So I go out there and I'm just like, okay, I got to figure something out. So I just played. It was Yellowbird, which is like a local song, and I just played it.
Aww.
And we
It's
didn't.
crazy, you know, for a 6-year-old to stand in Ala Moana. I know exactly what you're talking about. It's like you have the 2 floors and people are looking.
Yeah,
and it's like-
everywhere. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and then like
That's
not
major.
to have your tools,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
and you just gotta go with it. So that was like my first one. I want it, but we didn't think I was gonna win it, so we left early actually. And because I didn't, you know, we just didn't think it was. Yeah.
And the winner is Taimane Gardner.
Where is she?
Taimane Gardner? Taimane? Oh, she left already.
I left. I had a sleepover to go to.
Duh.
Had to do the sleepover.
Yeah.
So yeah, from there, and so I did contests, and then I started playing on the streets of Waikiki on Kalakaua at the age of 7, and I loved it. I just
Wow.
loved being in front of people, performing. My dad was there.
That is so cool that your parents are like encourage you
Totally.
play in the street, because I think that's where everything comes together, right? That's
have that
humility, humbleness as a musician, right? That's incredible. That's
Yeah.
so
But
cool.
there's actually amazing musicians on Kalakaua. I used to work for many years when I came to Hawaii in 2007. I worked actually the street, and there were a lot of musicians that come. Some you knew, this boy not gonna make it.
Yeah.
Some
Yeah.
were fucking amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Like little kids,
Yeah,
and they're
yeah.
singing their heart out, and all Kalakaua standing around it, you know, putting money, and it's like, whoa.
Have you been to the 3rd Street Promenade in Santa Monica?
No.
In LA?
Yeah, that's
Oh.
like Kalakaua.
It's like
really?
oh my God, all the best, amazing street performer
Yeah.
musician that kind of cut their teeth there, and it's really cool.
Yeah.
'Cause that's passion, man. That's like, I love that kind of shit, you know.
And it's a great place to hone your skills too.
Yeah.
You know, because you got like drunk people, cars. You see what works with people, and you see
Yeah.
how you lose people.
Yeah.
So that was like a great place for me to like hone
At
my
age
skills.
7.
7, yep. And then I moved to New Zealand when I was 10.
What?
Yeah.
What? What was
Yeah.
that like? Was that amazing?
Oh my God, I loved it. Yeah. So my dad was a teacher at Punahou, and then his mom passed away. And so he's like, I need to get out. I need a change. So
Yeah.
we moved to New Zealand, and I lived on a 16-acre kiwi farm.
What?
Yeah. And then I had a pony.
That is insane.
Yeah, that's like a dream.
A
It
kiwi.
was cute. Yeah, it was a kiwi farm. I had
Kiwi
a
the
friend.
fruit or kiwi the kiwi?
A kiwi, the food.
Oh, okay.
The f-
Not
I know,
kiwi
right?
the bird.
I wish.
yeah.
I wish. They're so cute.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, kiwi farm. And then I had a friend. She had a pony, so she's like, okay, you take care of it. So I had a white pony and lived there for a couple years. And that was really special part of my childhood. I loved it, you know?
How is it over there?
Beautiful. beautiful. Everyone is like an outdoorsy type of person. There's like
Yeah.
more sheep than people there. They have like sheep burgers. Like I think I don't know if it's at McDonald's, but sheep burgers, and you're just outdoors all the time. And so when you're a kid and you're like, you know, climbing all the trees, that's really important to you.
Yeah.
And I had 16 acres, and we had like a little stream.
Sounds heaven.
Wow.
It was.
Yeah, it sounds like
I
heaven.
always wanted to go to New Zealand.
Yeah, that's on my
It
bucket
feels
list.
like very calm.
Yeah. Everyone I
It's
met
Yeah.
over there has been incredible. you
Yeah,
know?
yeah. Calm, just beautiful caves, beautiful forests.
Yeah.
Really nice people. I was young at the time, so I was more interested in like boys and like climbing. But
Boys and climbing.
Yeah.
I guess, yeah, boys climbing. And then the ukulele came back, and it was a way for me to make friends. So like the ukulele has really helped me to like talk to people because I have a hard time talking. So, but then we missed Hawaii. I mean, there's nothing like Hawaii.
Isn't it weird?
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. Like, have you been? I'm sure you've been everywhere. All your touring. Do you agree with that statement? Like, nothing's like Hawaii.
No, nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing is like Hawaii. And it's hard for me because I have such high standards when it comes to beaches.
Yeah.
So like I never go on to a beach when I go on vacation because it's hard to
Yeah.
like. The only other beaches that I think are at the same level is Tahiti
Yes.
and Samoa.
Oh.
So the Polynesian,
Yeah.
the Polynesian. But besides that, it's hard. It's hard for me. So we came back. We came back home. It was so nice to be home, and started playing on the streets again on Kalakaua. And then a performer from the Don Ho show saw me and asked me to play for Uncle Don. That's what he was known, Uncle Don. And I played at Aloha Tower. He had a grill. It was the Don Ho grill. And he kind of was like interviewing me with his wife, Haumea. And he's like, okay, honey, okay, show me what you got. And I, I didn't know what I was doing. And I didn't know him at the time. You know, I
Right.
was 12 or 13.
Yeah.
And I go and play. And he's like, okay, you're in. And so at the Beachcomber, Waikiki Beachcomber
Yeah.
was
Shout out to the Waikiki Beachcomber
Yeah.
outrigger.
right next to your spot, yeah. And I started playing with him once a week, and it was kind of cool. I think it was like middle school at the time, and it was just kind of like a side thing. It was kind of weird, like I do homework and I do like the whole school thing, and then at night I'm like, okay, my dad would take me. It's time to go to Waikiki, warm up an hour before.
And your kids, like your friends at school, they know like, oh, she goes perform.
Yeah, but it wasn't a good thing.
It wasn't.
No, middle school is tough I feel like especially for girls, and so like they would bully me
For performing?
yeah,
for having a
for
talent?
being, I think
I think middle school,
just,
I got
like,
bullied
being
like crazy. Middle
jealous.
school is tough too. You get picked on a lot.
I mean, I understand if you get picked on if you have something, if like wrong.
Yeah, yeah.
But if you excel at something and you're
Yeah.
good at something, what is the?
I don't know, man. I think kids
Girls
are just
are
jealous.
catty.
Yeah.
Girls
Oh,
are
girls!
catty.
Oh yeah, those bitches. They will get at you. They'll get.
You got two of them.
Nah, I'm
You
just
got
kidding.
two of them. They're coming. They're
And honestly, I see the dynamic. I can already see it. And I met I don't want to mention his name, but one of the pro surfers from Australia, he has 3 girls, and
Yeah.
he told me the worst time in the month is because they all get the period at the same time.
Yeah.
Right? So the worst time of the month
Yeah.
that he just goes and tells his wife, I'm going to surf
Yeah.
for this week. I'll be back next week is when all of them
Smart.
together, So I know already where I'm
Smart.
heading. I know already where I'm
That's
heading.
so weird though how that happens. I don't
Yeah.
understand that.
Well,
Yeah.
that the cycle becomes the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Energy, Mother
That's
Nature.
so cool.
That's
yeah.
cool.
But yeah. So middle school, that was
Were you a
that
good
was
student
tough.
at all?
I was.
You were?
Yeah, I was pretty good.
Did Dad kind of steer you any direction with school and education at all, or you kind of knew that music was going to be your thing?
No, I didn't.
Good
you
question.
know?
Good question.
Really?
Yeah,
So you
mus-
did it just for
for fun.
And-
It was more like to please my parents, please my dad. I know it made him happy, and I love being on stage, but it wasn't like, okay, this is what I'm going to do for the rest of my life.
So it didn't speak in here yet. It didn't grab you yet.
It did,
But
but not the future business
Yeah.
part of it. It was
Right,
just
right.
like a fun thing. At
Got
13,
it.
you're not really thinking of like, okay, this is what I'm going to do for
that's
my
true.
future.
Yeah.
So I loved it. I loved it. But yeah, my dad definitely instilled that work ethic.
Yeah,
You
I
know?
can tell. At age 6.
Yeah.
I assume he's the Jew in the family.
Yeah. He's from Arizona. He's about as white as you can get.
But Jewish.
No,
No?
he's not Jewish. No, he's
Yeah, Gardner could go either way.
Yeah, I thought Gardner
Yeah.
has to be Jewish. He
Yeah,
was in
yeah.
Israel.
Oh, really?
I was sure you're Jewish.
No.
No?
No. That I love Israel. Yeah.
Yeah, so you're having
My
a good
favorite
time over
place.
there.
Yes, it's beautiful. And then we flew over to Egypt because it was so close, and that's the thing about.
I saw your picture in front of the pyramids.
Yes.
Oh my God, that's a sick picture.
I was so sick too. I got sick. I always get sick after like
sick,
a tour,
sick.
because you like put it all
Yeah,
out,
yeah.
and then it was vacation
draining your
time.
body,
Yeah, and it was my birthday. I think it was my 30th birthday. So I was
Wow.
like, pyramids, let's do it.
Yes.
And so we went out and we did the whole video. I was like, we gotta do this. And
Sick.
that was so.
How is it feeling to be next to the pyramids? Me as
It
an Israeli,
was-
we're not allowed to go to Egypt. So,
Yeah.
No, seriously, you cannot.
well, I can't because I have an American passport,
Yeah,
but I have
but
to
if you-
go in with American passport.
Right.
Just with an Israeli, I cannot, and
cannot.
it's recommended not to talk Hebrew over there.
Wow.
So I wouldn't visit it with my family.
Yeah.
Suddenly, my daughter goes, Abba, Abba. eh."
You're done.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
terrible.
it's tough.
2
They-
weeks later, you see Joe Biden, give us back Jonathan.
Yeah.
I don't want that.
Yeah. Yeah. They won't even change the money there. I remember, you have to change the money before you go. But it was spiritual, The pyramids were very
It's
spiritual.
gotta be.
Have you
Yeah.
been to the Machu Picchu?
No, not
I always
yet.
wanted to know if it feels the same. Because, like,
Yeah, I haven't been
there's,
there.
there's a certain power.
Yeah.
There's a
There's
certain
definitely
power in
power
those
there.
places. And I'm not very religious. I'm not religious at all, and I don't believe in all that. But there's something in those places. Machu Picchu, I believe the
Yes, the
pyramids.
pyramids.
Also, there are sacred places like Mauna Kea.
Mm-hmm.
There's some places where you go and you're like, fuck.
Yeah.
I
You just
feel
look
the
at
power.
it. Yeah, you look at it and you just can't believe that they.
Have you been to Jerusalem?
I did go. I went to the Wailing Wall. Yeah.
Did you feel the power?
It was beautiful. Yeah. Just listening to the chants that were happening. And then, they had the scribes or they were reading and chanting. And there's one side for the men
Yeah.
and there's one side for the women. And there's all of these, you have to walk backwards if you're a woman. And yeah, it was really cool.
What a great experience.
Yeah, it was
What's the
very
craziest
special.
place you've been in?
Okay, the craziest place is probably Reunion Island, which is an island off of Africa. It's like right next to Madagascar.
What?
It's literally like the opposite side from Hawaii.
Yeah.
Like literally. And it reminded me so much of Hawaii because they had minor birds there. They had the same type of plants there, but they all speak French.
Yeah.
They speak French there, but I played there. And that was probably the
How did you get to play
farthest
there?
way.
Like how things start to evolve that you ended up there.
The internet. The internet, YouTube is such a powerful tool these days. So there was like a festival promoter who wanted to do 7 prodigies together
Right.
on different stringed instruments. So there was a pianist from, I think it was New York or Boston. I don't know what it's called, a sarod or sarod, which is like an Indian string instrument.
Yeah.
He was from London, but he's Indian. And and then we had a Brazilian Portuguese guitarist who was awesome as well. And so we all just he threw us together and he was like, put a show together, and that's how that happened.
That's insane.
It's amazing what this this instrument and a work ethic can take you all over the world.
Yeah,
People
look
really
how much it unites humanity through that little. Seriously, it's incredible what you do, and music is such a. Music and love are like universal languages. Once you hear it, it speaks to you in a certain way, and if you don't understand the language, you understand music language.
Yeah.
And it's like when I hear you play, and when you fucking play Stairway to Heaven, my wife and I were listening in the car, and she'd go, holy shit. She was tripping out. I go, that's who I'm going to talk to today. And she go, what? But it's so, yeah, I think it's such a beautiful thing. You have this gift. Do you have a ritual every time you come on stage? No matter where you
Yes.
perform, you do? Can we know? But
Of course.
Yeah, I want to hear them. I'm just curious.
Okay, I need to have 1 glass of Sauvignon Blanc.
So,
Just 1 glass, not
Okay,
the whole bottle.
okay.
30 minutes before I get on. It has to be 30 minutes because, it takes a little bit to kick in.
Yeah. Doesn't matter what brand, vineyard, it doesn't matter. Sauvignon
Doesn't
Blanc.
matter.
That's
yeah,
all. Okay.
Sauvignon, a glass of wine. And
Okay.
then about 10 minutes, I start doing like downward dogs, just kind of like stretching because I like to dance a lot. And then like 2 minutes, and my poor musicians, because I don't like to write a set list until like 2 minutes before we go on. And
Oh
they're
my
just like,
gosh.
we don't know what we're going to be doing. And I'm like, sorry, I need to feel like I need to see the audience. I need to see who's there. And then I write.
So wait, let me get that
I
straight.
love this.
So when you go on stage, you don't know what song you're gonna start with.
No.
You go out, you look at the crowd, you feel the energy, and then you decide with,
Yes.
Incredible.
wow.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's me.
You know-
Everything intuitively. My whole life's been like that.
You know where I saw
I don't
you?
plan for shit.
You remember you played on the Waikiki beach? Jason Cutinella
Yes.
and HTA, they put down, I think it was Common Kings,
Yes.
and you were there. And wow. The whole beach was like dancing. It was like crazy energy, which you were able to do with this little instrument, and the whole beach, and the people were tripping. I mean, for me, it was an experience to kind of get connected to really emotionally what you put there on the stage was and I think everybody felt it. It's not like I felt it. I think like everybody felt that we all connected with you when you were on the stage, and it was just amazing.
Yeah.
You remember that day?
Yes.
That
I do.
that was an amazing show.
Yeah, trying to like do both of. There's 2 things. There's the spiritual side of music, and then there's like the business side of music. So I'm like, okay, you've got all of this space. How the hell are you going to have this ukulele fill that space? And so you got to kind of like think. You need to like figure that out, but then also be open to making it spiritual so people can appreciate and connect to it. This is kind of weird. I've been watching a lot of Netflix lately, and I've been watching one about the afterlife. And they do seances. So there was like a documentary on seances, and they said in order for them to connect with the afterlife,
Yeah.
they sing together and they chant to get in that vibe, that higher level of vibration. And I feel music takes you there. I don't know. There's something like spiritual or like a connection.
You're
of
100% right
music.
on. If you look at all indigenous culture, if you look at the Indian, the Hawaiian, doesn't matter. You can go to Sumba, you can go all these small villages all over Indonesia, right? Every single time there's a funeral, there's a lot of chanting going on, right? In Asia, it's the same thing. We sing so we can send your spirit to the next life, right? And it's all about celebrating your next life, because they believe that when the next life you come back, you're gonna bless us with crops, with water, with rice, whatever else. So you're right. I think music is such a spiritual thing,
Yeah.
How do you define spiritual in music, the way you see music spiritually? When you talk about, music is spiritually, break it down for us. And like, what do you mean by that? How does it move you? How does it touch you? How does it affect you that you categorize as spiritual?
In my humble opinion, there's technicalities of music, but you're talking about it's more than just technicalities. Like, you can play something perfect, but people don't connect with it, and that's what the streets really taught me. It's not how perfect you play something, it's how you connect with that audience. How do you keep them there? How do you bring them there? It's the energy that you put out. People love seeing other people having a great time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so just have a fucking good time.
Yeah.
That is so true.
So like, and then of course the music is important, and they like things they recognize.
Yeah.
They like going on journeys with the music, but it's what you bring to it. It's the energy. I think with whatever you do, it's the energy that you bring to it is the most important thing.
Yeah.
So, and then when I write music, I like to see like visuals in my head, or like a story or a movie, and so I write like the score behind it, and so I see that people go on that journey with me too. So
Oh my gosh! So
Ah,
you see music like, almost in film, like in moving pictures, and
Yeah.
from there, and one thing I don't know the audience know this when I discovered this, it blew my mind. You do not read music.
I don't read music.
You do not read.
She does
what?
not
I
read
don't.
What?
music.
You don't read notes?
No,
I don't.
She
You don't
listen-
read notes?
No.
Right. She listened to whatever music existed out there, and she converted into ukulele.
I play by
To
ear.
4-string. I mean, Suzuki Method, that's what my children play music, and Suzuki Method was the one, so they learned how to play violin early on. So Dr. Suzuki was the one that kind of spearheaded that. But ukulele is not part of that, and for you to learn that, it's incredible. I found that out. I'll go, how does she play classical music? Right?
But that means you have to be like genius kind, right?
Duh! I mean, no. But
no.
Yeah.
is it
Yeah.
hard still yet that when you hear like Prodigy, Virtuoso, how does that affect you? Like how
There's so many good
know.
musicians out there
Yeah.
that it's like, oh God, I don't know if that's a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
There's two different ways to learn music. There's by ear, which is what I do,
Right.
and then there's reading music. I mean, the epitome of a great musician
yeah.
is to have both.
Hey,
Oh.
hey, hey! At least it's not me. Cheers! At least it's not me. More lemonade, more tea, please.
More tea.
More apple juice for Johnny.
But I mean, the epitome of a musician, I think, of a great musician is you do both.
Yeah.
Like I'm talking about like the technicalities, which is all just reading music, but then you also need to like feel it or play by ear. Takes a long time to learn a song if you can only do it by ear.
Right.
You know what I mean? If you read, you can, people read off the page. That's amazing in its own right as well.
And you never thought you want to do it?
I've tried, and I need to try harder. I've done it like 4 times, quarantine times. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do it. I took it in college.
That's a quarantine project. That
It
for
is.
sure is.
I don't know. I mean, you have it already. Like it's almost like your brain only. It's almost like dual language. You think in music, right?
Yeah.
And I think it's working for you. And you put out such beautiful music, no matter what you play. So I don't know. You need to read music.
You find what works for you.
Yeah.
Well, imagine she comes up with a new song, right?
Yeah.
She's like, dun, 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 dun. Oh, I like this. No, I don't know how. Let me memorize that.
Yeah.
Da, 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 da. And then
But
she
she
needs to-
knows the
No,
chord. She
I-
knows it's.
I voice memo it.
Oh, okay,
Nice.
okay,
So you
okay.
find your
Okay, you find
the
your
way
yeah.
you can do something
Right.
like your system, your productive system. So
Yeah.
I have voice memos. So I'll be at home. Maybe I'll have like a little edible or something special
Yeah.
by myself, and then I'm just like, okay, I get into it, and then I put on my iPhone, and I'm like, okay, I record it, and then I stop, and then I record it, and then I stop, and then when I'm sober or when I'm back in my head, then I listen to it, and then I actually write a song from that inspiration.
That is insane. That is
I'm a
insane.
musician. I can enjoy an edible if I want.
Yeah.
You should.
Yeah, but I don't do much of the edibles anymore. I have a song called a Vesper. Do you guys know what a Vesper is?
No.
It's a certain cocktail. I'm all about
Vesper.
Vesper. I
What
like
what is
wine.
that made out of? What is it? What is it?
Gin, vodka, and a little bit of lillet, which is like a wine liqueur.
Ooh.
With a little lemon wedge.
Gin
chilled.
and vodka.
I'm
Okay.
writing a song about it. That's how much I love it.
Oh my
Okay,
God.
next time you're back, we need
to-
Mr. Bartender, you
Yeah,
gotta,
we need
you
to
gotta,
do some
you gotta
verses.
master that drink so when she comes back, we can actually.
Did you guys eat by any chance at Istanbul, the new restaurant that was open up?
Yes.
And did you like it?
I did.
I loved it.
where's it at?
And they have cocktails with ouzo.
Ooh, yeah.
I mean, it's an $18 cocktail.
I'm not a
But-
Uzo guy. It tastes like.
But oh my
yeah, it's
God,
licorice. Yeah, not
Yeah.
not my
licorice.
thing. Not
Yeah.
my thing. Yeah, yeah.
But
Where's Istanbul at?
it's in Kakako, right across the street from the.
Okay, in Kakako.
It's next to Merriman.
Is it legit?
Yeah, next
Oh,
to Merriman's.
okay, it's just
Next to
brand new.
Merriman's,
Is it
like
good?
the-
Is it legit?
It's really good.
Yeah, it's good.
Okay.
The-
If you recommend, because you're the real deal.
First of all, I would never say anything bad on air. You know that. But no, for real, it was a great experience.
Okay.
I was very happy that actually people over here dig it, that they love it, they
Yeah.
enjoyed it, and the dessert was
incredible. Got it.
like making love to mozzarella.
Oh, sold. Count me
Yeah.
in. That's it.
Well,
Yeah.
let me ask you back to you. When did you decide that you want to turn it into a business? Like, when did you feel that you're comfortable enough, confident enough to understand that this is my business? I'm not gonna learn. I'm not gonna go study. I'm not gonna do whatever. I'm gonna focus on the ukulele. This is my future.
20.
20.
I was 20 years old. I was
Wow.
like, God, I was like I went to KCC. Love KCC. Never finished college, but
High
I went
five.
there.
Yeah, don't do none of us. Well, I did finish, but it's a
I
waste
had
of
like
time.
one semester
Yeah,
left.
nothing.
But
oh, good.
yeah, at 20, I was like, okay, I just gotta
Let
get
me
my
guess.
stuff together.
Communication.
No, psychology,
Ooh.
of course. Psychology, music. But yeah, I was like, I just need to get my stuff together. So 20, I was like, okay, I got to be responsible. I got to start working. And that's kind of where I made that decision.
And this is when you were performing with Don Ho, or this is when you already decided to take your career by yourself, and like that was long after, yeah?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I was with Uncle Don from 13 to 18. He passed away 18, but he introduced me to the luau shows. So the Tihati Productions, they do all the luaus, most of the luaus
Yeah.
in the islands. So I started working in a luau show. I started doing corporate gigs, and that it just kind of built from there. I started doing ukulele festivals. I started traveling, but I never really. I was like, this is cool. But once I hit 20, I saw what college was like. And I was just like, you know what? it's a fun.
No, you learn
I
more
love
what
this
not to
response.
do.
I
No, that's
love your
I'm
response.
serious. That's just reality. It's like
No, I agree with you.
Yeah, Kim Kennedy was here, and he went to OCC, and I taught at OCC. I was
Oh, really?
associate professor, and and it was horrible. I got fired eventually because, yeah. That's another show, but I'm so glad. Well, I'm so glad because so many young people sitting in a classroom because the narrative from their parent, you got to go to school, and you're sitting there and you're like, it's like going to the dentist with a Novocaine, and you got to have enough courage inside you, that voice inside you go, this ain't for me, man. I'm not doing, and more power to you. Imagine you didn't do that, right? Look at look at all the country you've been. Look what you have exposed the world to this little thing.
I'm thankful
I mean,
to
that's
have.
priceless, girl.
Yeah,
Right?
I'm thankful to have parents to like support that.
Yeah.
Not many people don't have parents who support that. Especially it's like I want to be a musician.
Yeah.
But I think if you find what works for you,
If I would come home and I would tell my dad that I want to be a musician,
yeah.
he would slap me, lock me in the door for like
Yeah, but-
24 days. And after 24 days of eating bread and butter, it would be like, you still want to be a musician?
his dad he's a heart surgeon.
Oh.
Of course they don't want.
Cardiologist.
Yeah.
Of course he doesn't want you to major in art. Because there's no money in it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I have a friend who is a restaurateur. He owns a bunch of restaurants. He never finished high school. And you got to find what works for you. The whole college thing doesn't work for everyone.
Yeah.
You can still be successful.
Does it work for anyone?
I think so. If like
To a
for your
certain
dad, for
extent.
like a cardiologist, or if you want it to be a certain type of
Engineer. Yeah.
thing,
Anything
you need
science,
it.
I think you need it, right?
You need it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if that's not what you want to do,
Yeah.
you just gotta have the work ethic, the passion, and the talent.
I think what you just shared right now, for every young musician out there who idolize you, is so important because I think just to hear that, hey, listen, it's your life. You got to find what works for you and just trust that and believe in that, and keep working hard at it, And then it's so important because nothing's going to, like everyone sat in that chair goes, look, if you're not going to work your ass off, nothing's
Yeah.
going to happen. I don't give
Yeah.
a shit if you have talent or not.
Yeah.
And I think that's beautiful. We just reiterate just now. I think it's
Yeah.
money for our audience.
Yeah,
You know?
you gotta be real. You gotta be realistic too. And I love the age that we're living in now with YouTube and social media.
Yeah.
You take the power out of other people's hands and put it into the artist.
Oh,
Yes.
yes.
And so you can
Now a manager of a musician became a little less...
or a label,
yeah.
a record label.
Yeah, or record label.
You know?
My friends.
You can go down that
Yeah.
path, but now you can be an independent person
Yeah.
and make money where they come to you. And
Right.
that's what I love about social media.
Yeah, you build your own brand equity before somebody else come in, then you have the leverage to
Yes.
really negotiate the way you want. And that's beautiful because a lot of time artists in the past have to rely on this agency and label.
Yes.
Otherwise they're stuck, And that's the most beautiful thing, I think.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah, no, that's one of the greatest thing of social
Yeah.
media for sure, that they give an outlet to the artists to reach
Yeah.
their fans without having a middleman in
Exactly.
between.
They don't tell you what to do. You can do what
Yeah.
you want, and if it works, they come to you.
Are you running your own social media?
Yeah, I am. I love it. I do. I'm taking a break from it because I think that's good to take a break from it. But yeah,
It must be hard as an introvert to run social media. I'm an extrovert, and I'm so burnt out on social media.
Yeah.
And I'm a part owner of a brand, and I feel like I got to be, once you start that and you're face of the brand, you got to be active a lot of time. I'm just super honored, dude. I'm so fried. I'm just, I learned from Joe Rogan. I post and I ghost.
yeah.
That's it, because I just don't have the energy to go back and respond.
Well, I wonder if like extroverts don't work because my boyfriend, he's an extrovert, and
Yeah.
he's not even on Facebook. He's not on anything.
Yeah.
He likes the connection of people to people, which extroverts I think like. Introverts, I wonder. I enjoy I like analyzing it.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's a
Well,
pattern.
for extrovert.
That's actually a good point.
Yeah, I think introverts, extrovert, the primary difference is how we recharge our energy, right? So extrovert recharge energy with others. We need around people, right?
Yes.
Ideally face to face, in the room setting. That's how he comes alive, right? Introvert,
Yeah.
you go in the bathtub
Yeah.
with your music,
Dim the light.
Low lighting.
with your
Close the-
gummy bears, right? And you're gone, girl. You're like writing music. You're like, I'm out of here,
Yeah.
And when you're
Yeah.
done, you're way better with the world,
Yeah.
And that's the struggle right now. And I love what you did in April. We actually did a fundraiser for musicians, and what a beautiful thing to do right now, and really let the world know. Look. Musician, we're people too, and we also need a living. You need to make a living, and be honest with you, Jonathan, I took all musician for granted because it's so easy to put on Spotify
Yeah.
and you listen to music until I sat in this table for the last 28 episodes. I realized, oh my God, these guys' worlds are done.
100%, I agree with you.
And I didn't know that. And I just
Yeah.
thought, well, they still got money,
Once
royalty,
we
and all
talked to
this.
Anohea, I think I kind of
blew my mind.
then I realized like the challenge.
Yeah.
Then
Yes.
the magnitude.
And she's the top 2 females.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's struggling, and it just breaks my heart.
100%.
And when I see musicians at the moment right now, just like everybody we talked about yesterday, they're coming together and use social media as an awareness and raise money, and it's such a wonderful thing, man. I wish, how these, the old days, we are the world,
Yeah.
right? It'd be awesome. All the musicians all come together and do this
Wow.
massive thing on YouTube and really
wow, you're a
create-
genius, Dewey.
Well, I know I'm a little high.
No, because I know the
And the
clip.
lemonade.
I had the original
And around
one.
this gorgeous woman.
The original one is Michael Jackson, and he had brought Stevie Wonder.
Yes.
And I remember the clip. We are the world.
Yeah.
We are the children.
Yeah, this is
That's
this is the
genius.
this is the worst time in America. I mean, that was a wonderful thing. It's really defeating apartheid in South Africa. But I think maybe there's something there. Maybe all the musicians come together. Chemo Kennedy, come on, and let's come back. I mean, it'd be amazing to see that happening right now because I think a lot of people are dying for music.
For sure.
Because without it, I don't do a damn freaking thing without music.
Well, shout out to Mikey from Rebel Soldiers. We sold out. We do live shows at Hawaiian Aroma Cafe for Valentine's Day. We sold out the Valentine's Day, which is a Sunday the 14th, sold out. Added a show on Saturday, sold out. We're about to add another show on Friday. I'm like, whoa, let's ask the hotel first. But yeah, people are thirsty.
Yeah.
yeah.
People are thirsty for music. They
Just
thirst-
feeling good.
Yeah,
just
yeah.
connect. Remember,
Yeah.
just spiritually connect with another
Yeah.
human. And
Yeah.
use music as like the glue, right? That kind of keep us together and bring this little joy, man. Because by the end of the day, if we're not joyful and we're not blissful, we're like useless to our neighbors and our husband and boyfriend and friends. I think what you say earlier was so beautiful, girl.
It's everything
Goddamn
around
wise.
you too. It's
So
everything
young
around
and
it.
so wise. All the place you travel, I think, giving you that beautiful wisdom. I think the best
the
of you.
edibles.
Yeah, 100%.
That helps
I got
too.
some gummies right here. I was gonna bring some out for you.
Insight, yeah. But I think it's everything around it too. What I've noticed is like, okay, I get so into my business. Okay, we're going to put a show together. I need this musician. I need this musician. I need this musician. And then I realize these people have never met each other. They become friends. Or I'm putting a show at the Hyatt Centric, and it's not just about the music. It's also like the drinking before it, or the dancing together and meeting someone, or I see someone on a first date. You know, that's a special time, and so to be able to create that event
This
for
is
that
genius to take your
moment.
first date to Taimane Gardner. You guarantee score. You guarantee score. This is so brainless. I can't
hope
believe you
so.
released that.
I hope so.
That's such a good tip.
Yeah,
Guys, if you're
listen,
here.
there's a new tours coming for her. For sure. Get some.
Sponsored by Durex and Trojan.
Taimane matchmaker.
Hey,
Yeah.
I want to know something. Ready? You'd have the opportunity to have like a little private dinner, right? And you're going to put on a little private performance. You can invite anyone, dead or alive, fictitious. I would like to see your guest list on that dinner table.
How many people? How many
Doesn't
people
matter.
can I invite?
Doesn't matter.
Am I sitting with them or am I
Yes.
playing to
No,
them?
no.
Oh,
You're having
with them.
dinner, right? And also you're going to perform for them, dead or alive. This whole list.
Elon Musk.
Yeah.
I can't believe it. Oh my God.
We gotta get her on the
swear to-
microphone. She's gonna have she's gotta be another co-host for
for
us.
the 5
dude.
what would you rather questions?
Yeah.
I have one with either. I can't believe it. I can't believe it.
Okay, Elon
He's
Musk.
amazing.
Okay,
Of course.
Yeah,
Yes.
Okay, good.
Right on.
Good, good.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Okay. Elon Musk. Of course, Joe Rogan, because he's just so inspirational.
God damn.
Okay.
Let's see.
If your boyfriend listens to this show, he doesn't marry you, I'm gonna kick his ass.
It's been 10 years with this guy.
Okay. What?
But
Let
I'm gonna,
Jonathan and I walk you out in the garage and have a little talk with our boy.
well, no, I'm an Aquarius.
Yeah,
I
I know,
don't know if
I
I'm the
know.
marrying type. Like
I
I
know.
like my freedom.
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I mean? But
Perpetual unicorn, you are. Yeah. Okay.
Unicorn,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's it.
you're a
She's a
unicorn.
unicorn. That's
thanks.
it. Okay.
Let's see. I
Joe
love
Rogan, Elon Musk.
musician-wise. I love Roger Waters from Pink Floyd.
Beautiful.
He's just so inspiring. And then I gotta have Beyonce, just because she's inspiring as like a woman of color, but also just like a woman in the music industry. You gotta be strong. And I think she's similar to me, where she's an introvert.
Yeah.
And then she brings out this Sasha Fierce other person when she performs.
Right.
You know, so I would like to have a conversation with her too.
Wow.
Totally.
Okay.
Totally.
Anything else? Anyone else?
Brada is,
Yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
Brada is, you know,
Yeah.
you got to have that. There's something special about people from Hawaii. I really believe that. Born and raised, you are connected to the Aina in some way.
Yeah.
And then as a musician, you know, I don't know. So that would be kind of cool.
Oh wow. Okay.
I think you don't
I
even
like
have.
to cook for you that night, please, or even clean, or be a busboy or waiter for that night.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. He can be the bartender. Count us
yeah.
in, please.
But let me ask you this. I mean, you know, you dropped a big name. I mean, do you look up to him? This is some definitely a musician that you see.
Of course.
Yeah.
Definitely. He's been a big inspiration for our musicians here growing up.
Yeah.
You know, I think 1995 was when he passed, or I don't remember the years.
A little
I was
later.
so young.
I think a little later.
Yeah, I was really young, but he was
Yeah.
just like a spokesperson of
97,
people from Hawaii,
98,
and he
yeah.
still is.
Yeah.
There's something special about his voice and his music that inspires Hawaii.
The only musician when he passed, we flew the Flak Half, the whole entire state. Never been. I don't believe there's another musician ever that we acknowledge, and that's how much he meant
Yeah.
for the world. You know, he is the voice of Hawaii.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
When I watched on YouTube the clip of Over the Rainbow, which the clip is actually his funeral, where they spread the ashes in the water. As tough as I think I am, I was crying like a little baby. No, the thing is, with this specific clip,
Yeah.
it's not a one-time thing.
Yeah.
It's every time you press play, you cry. It's not like a one-time thing where you
Yeah.
you start to be strong. It's every time you see it, people are clapping the
Yeah.
water and the water is splashing.
I mean, just exactly what you mentioned earlier. You know, music is such a spiritual thing. You know, I think it's that. I think great musician does that. It elevate. It moves you. It moves you beyond reason, and you don't know why. You know, when you leave a concert, you just feel like you've been transformed somehow, somewhere. Like there's an X factor. You just don't know, Jack Johnson's one of those person too.
Willie
Yeah.
K was like that
Oh,
too.
Willie.
Yeah, Willie K.
Yeah.
I was lucky.
I was lucky to
Yeah.
see him at the Blue Note maybe
Yeah.
2 months before.
What's next for you? What are you working on?
I'm working on a new album. So, because I'm home, I'm working on a new album, which is fun. That's very introverted.
Can you give us any hint about what's inspiring
Sure.
in this new album we can look forward to?
Of course.
Versus Element. I
Yeah.
thought Element was such a beautiful thing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
This one, so I lost my mom
Yeah.
a couple years ago, 2018, and she was like the Polynesian. She's like from Samoa, like
Yeah.
back villages.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to find my own connection with her family. And so this new album, I actually went to Samoa. It was my last travels before they closed everything down last year. And I wanted this album to reflect her and to reflect my Polynesian roots in my own way where I connect with it. So at the moment it's called Hawaiki. And I'm all about mythology, Greek mythology, all types of mythology. So in Polynesian mythology, Hawaiki is a actual place, but it's also a mythical place. And in Polynesian culture, it's a place where ancestors live, it's where the gods live, it's where you come from, and it's where you go when you die. And so Hawaiki is the name of the album because it's inspired by gods and goddesses in Polynesian mythology.
Oh
So-
my God.
Wow. that's
Listen,
deep.
will you do me a favor, please?
Sure.
Get a book called Bowl of Light.
Bowl of Light.
Just get that book,
Okay.
please, when you leave.
Okay.
And you're gonna text me after you read the book.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bowl of Light, please.
You love to read books, or are you the audio person?
I used to read a lot to the point where my mom was like, "You need to get out of the house. Like, you need to go outside." But then I don't
Like a
read
real
as
introvert.
much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't read as much. But I'll check that out. Bowl of Light.
Oh my God! I had chicken skin when you mentioned your new album. Please
Yeah,
get that book,
Hawaii.
please.
We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see where it's at. Yeah.
So when is it going to be released?
I don't know yet. I'm still in the I still have 2 songs to record. I'm in the mixing phase, but I'm hoping by the end of 2021 it
Yeah.
should be out or done or in the final stages.
And everyone, I mean, your husband or boyfriend, sorry, he is your drummer, right?
Yes, he is.
Yeah. When
Yeah.
you performed at Hawaiian Roma Cafe for Tommy Peruki, shout out to Tommy Peruki.
Guys,
Yes.
genius.
Yeah, he is.
I loved. You have to tell me, what is it called? That thing that he was sitting on, which is a drum, like. That's the evolution of drums. It's a box.
Yeah, it's a box.
that he
Yes.
sits on it.
Yeah.
And he creates the craziest sounds
know.
ever. I'm like, what the fuck is this guy?
Yeah.
And he's like,
Yeah.
and
It's
it's
called a
just a box.
cajon.
Cajon.
It's called a cajon, which means box
Yeah.
in Peruvian. It's a Peruvian instrument called it's box.
That's insane.
Cajon, and it's so easy to like travel with compared to like a drum set, which I love. And I called that into my life. I wanted a partner where I could perform with together and travel to all of these places
Yeah.
because it's so hard as a touring musician to have any sort of love life or relationship
Yeah.
because you're gone all the
Yep.
time. So to have a musician who's also my partner, that's what I wanted. But it's tough. There's good and
course.
there's good and bad,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
Is there I mean, you are the leading artist. Is there any
Power struggle.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All the time. He's a Leo.
Oh!
Sorry.
Wait, he's a Leo and he's the second man.
Yeah.
He's a Leo. Yeah.
Oh.
But he's experienced, so he can take a back seat and he can enjoy the ride. But I mean, there's definitely more than one diva in
Yeah.
the band.
she needs more lemon juice. She needs a little more
I'll
lemon
have a little
juice.
more tea,
Lemon
please.
juice.
Yeah.
I love it. I love that
let
you
him
said
all in.
there's two divas.
Yeah. Who's your alter ego when you actually walk on stage? When the moment you walk on stage, who's the alter ego that takes over you? Do you have one in your mind that you walk in? Is it Beyonce? You know, what is it? What that you go,
It's something ancient for sure. And I thought it was Egyptian, but it might be something Polynesian. And as I've been reading through Polynesian mythology, Samoa actually has a war goddess, not a war god. Her name is Nafanua. So I feel like it comes from an ancient war goddess place. Definitely something coming through. So that's kind of where it comes from, but it's definitely like a Sasha Fierce, something else that I
so you almost gotta wait for she speaks to you, and then you figure out what your set's gonna be. So that's why you're waiting everything for the last 2-3 minutes, because you gotta feel connected to the something divine's gotta go through you to let you know okay, this is the set.
This is so crazy that she lets the spiritual, right? To
but that's why your music is so fucking good. All right, that's why people connect from all over goddamn place, whether she plays classical music or fucking Robert Plant.
Thanks.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I get it now. I didn't get that at all, to be honest with you. Like when you get on there, you're like a gypsy, man. You're dancing. You're like a gypsy. You're just in the moment. You're like flying somewhere. I get it now, sitting here talking to you. I get it now.
Yeah,
Incredible, truly incredible, very inspiring for me.
Well, when I see it, when I see her performing, I would never guess that she's an introvert, just because she's dancing and running and back and forth, and she's going into it, and like almost, you reminded me. You guys remember Slash from Guns N' Roses?
Yes.
Of course,
Of course.
Sometimes she reminds me on Slash, right? When she goes in deep and she goes in hard and she has a solo and everybody's like, and she's like la 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 la, and she goes in deep. I'm like,
He's amazing.
Yeah, but Guns N' Roses got a band. You gotta think the stage is huge, and it's only really you, and there's only 2 people, and she fill up the whole space.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's incredible. That's hard to do.
That's
right?
important.
Because the audience looking at just 2 people, and it's like this and there's 2. That's tough. Yeah.
I played at a place called The Gorge in Seattle. It's like a huge area. I was on tour with Michael Franti.
Yeah.
And there was like 15 to 20,000 people. And it's like, how do you fill up a stage that big? And it's all about energy. It's all about having fun, looking like you're having fun, playing off of other musicians. I played at another place called, in Colorado, there's another place.
Red Rock.
Red Rocks.
Oh! Okay, let me ask you this.
Okay.
The best, I guess, theater that you play, like, is it Red Rock? Is it Hawaii
what?
Theater? Is
No.
it where? I'm
It's
curious.
a small little place in Chinatown called Ong King Art Center that no longer is open, and it's an intimate, only can fit like 50 people in.
Not the
that-
Red Dragon upstairs?
No, not that one. And no, it was a small little intimate. But that's where I met my partner. He owned the place, and that's where I met him. But no, it was only like 15 people. That
Wow.
was the most incredible spot, because that was a turning point for me. Because I was doing Waikiki, I was doing the luau shows as like a 17, 18-year-old. I was getting burnt out. I was doing the same
Thing over and over again.
surf medley every single night, and my soul was dying. And then college time, I started going to Chinatown, and that's all bohemian. It's the opposite. It's all about collaborating with dancers, collaborating with poets, no covers.
Yes.
Nothing. And this place called On King Art Center was all about that. So my hippie girlfriend took me, and she's like, we're going to First Friday. I'm like, what is that? And she's like, just come. And my dad, sorry, Dad, I had to lie to you.
Yeah.
I went to Chinatown because he was totally against it. Because, Chinatown is a little rough.
Yeah.
So I went there with my girlfriend, Julia, and I just, oh my God, no covers, dancing, just collaborations of dancers and everything. It was beautiful. And so I went to their open mic on Sunday, and that was, I went and played music, and it was something liberating for me to find myself as an artist. There's a difference between a performer and an artist.
Yeah.
So it was a place for me to rekindle and find myself as an artist. No covers, no Waikiki, no nothing. And so that's kind of where I built. I think, I was 20 when that happened, and I started finding myself from there. I forgot the question. What was the question? question.
I don't remember either, but I think it's cool. Oh, your favorite place to perform? I think you
Red
answer
Rock.
it. Yeah, no, but you answer it. That
Yeah.
small intimate place down in Chinatown with 15-seater.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then a couple years ago, I went on tour with Michael Franti, thanks to Instagram. He found me on Instagram.
Yeah.
And, well, he saw me play in Waikiki. I did a luau show. He Instagrammed me. Didn't see it until like a month later. I'm like, oh my God.
Oh my
Did
God.
not see this message. And I'm like, I'm so sorry. And he's like, do you want to come on tour? I'm like, okay. And then the first show was Red Rocks. And I was
Wow.
like, okay, I guess we're just starting with Red Rocks, which is, if you don't know, it's like Colorado open air, all of these beautiful rock formations. Oh, and it's beautiful.
Yeah. The acoustic is amazing.
And,
or at sunset. Ooh,
10,000 people.
Yeah, it's like it will move you if you got the right band, the right musician. Oh boy, if they connect with the audience, you would weep.
Yeah.
So as an introvert, when you see the 10,000 people back in Red Rock, this is when you turn on?
Yeah. There's,
When you see all those
The
people.
diva comes out.
Yeah.
The Beyonce comes out. The alter ego comes out. Yeah.
yeah. There's no
Beyonce comes
sweat
out.
in that.
Yeah.
It's more like, when can I do my thing? Just let me do my
Wow.
thing. And I feel very comfortable behind this. It's when this is on the side and I have to do like a presentation of this.
Yeah.
That's
That's so strange.
personal. It's a little more
Oh,
personal.
so this is almost like a little barrier.
Yes.
Yeah, it kind of keep you from this
Yes.
mystery behind.
But even in this age, I mean, don't you feel already that you already paid your dues and kind of proved yourself? I
Yeah.
mean, you are an artist and you are well known, and there's thousands and thousands of people that are interested in you and in your music. I mean, come on,
Yeah.
should give you confidence.
I mean, the internet is not the most safe place anymore.
yeah.
You got to be very careful with what you say. So that sucks.
Yeah.
And I like the mystery too. I don't want people to know every single thing about me.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of things I don't share.
All right. So with that note, I want to know, when is it do you feel you're most alive? Your life force at its like, I feel like most alive.
On stage with at least 20,000 people.
Yow.
Just
wow.
give me as many people as possible,
Yeah.
playing ukulele, ripping it,
Yeah.
all vibing together. That is the epitome of life, I think.
That's it. That's your happiest place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know you trained when you were a teenager. You also trained with Shimabukuro.
Yes. Jake.
And Jake, he's also a
He's a
huge
goat.
talent.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
a goat.
definitely a
Yeah,
goat.
He's a goat. Yeah,
Definitely a goat.
for sure.
He's a pioneer of ukulele,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
Yeah.
He's the king of ukulele.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And I saw him at Blue Note, and he did something. And again, I'm not big in music. I'm not a big musician, but he had this machine where he plays a sound. He presses with his leg, with his foot, and it keeps the same beat. Well, the same, and then he plays something else, and he overlaps that, and he
Yeah.
basically almost made a symphony by himself. And I'm like, what the fuck is that? This is evolution of music. This guy's by himself on the stage, and it feels like he has a band.
Yeah.
This
Loop
is
station.
insane.
Yeah,
What is that machine called?
It's a loop station.
Loop station.
So you can have pedals, and he's using a loop station, which is one of the pedals. Yeah.
So basically, he plays and records it,
Yeah, live.
and then
Your timing has to be impeccable for that type of thing.
wow.
But I love Jake because he has taken the ukulele and basically made it into a guitar, as in you put effects, like you said, like a loop station, and he's translating it for ukulele players. He's basically paving the way for ukulele players.
Yeah.
He was one of my teachers. Love him. His younger brother Bruce also teaches. I also took from him. Very, just yeah. He taught me like the flamenco and the classical. You know, he started me off. I think I was 8.
Wow.
I was
8.
Yeah, I'm thankful to call him a teacher because not many people were able to take from him. Yeah, he's.
How did you
he's
get to
the
learn
best.
from him?
My dad. He had like a spot like on Date Street, like a little apartment. I think I was like 8, and I was just, all right, I'm taking lessons from Jake. And then he got so busy. He opened a place in Hawaii Kai, And he got so busy traveling
Yeah.
that he had to close it down after like a year. Because he's just, he's
Yeah.
amazing. He does no drugs. He's super clean. And he's the nicest, most humble guy you can ever meet. And he, in my opinion, is the best ukulele god player in just of all time.
He's the Kelly Slater.
Yeah,
I
he's the
agree.
Kelly Slater of
Yeah.
ukulele
I
for
agree.
sure.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
agree.
Yeah.
Who is your favorite guitarist? Like guitarist? If you had to choose, who is that guy?
Jimmy Page of Led Zeppelin.
Wow,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah. Jimmy Page.
That's a big statement.
I mean, that's such a hard
Yeah,
thing to ask. Santana has like the
Santana,
style.
Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah, he has the style and like the grit. And like Roger Water had, I don't know, Roger Water is so ethereal, but I think Jimmy Page
Wow.
for what
Shout
that
out.
was.
Yeah. Your father did so good on
He
you.
did.
Oh,
He
he's
really
so
did.
good on you.
He introduced me to Led Zeppelin at the age of 15, and then
And
I
Pink
went.
Floyd.
Yeah,
Come on.
yeah, I went into like a skateboard girl phase at
Yeah.
that time. Yeah.
Do you play? Do you touch ukulele every day, or sometime it's like it's there but not really?
Yeah.
Is it something you play every single day?
Not at the moment.
yeah.
Not at the moment. It used to be because I used to gig all the time, but
Yeah.
I haven't been. I'm trying
Yeah.
to like focus on YouTube and trying to create a studio in my house.
Yeah.
You know, and there's so many aspects of the music industry that this unfortunately can be sometimes the last thing that you focus on because
Right.
there's so many, I think, you know, social media and
So you're basically running the whole business. You're doing the social media. You're doing
merchandise. Yeah. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it though, you know. Talking with labels, all of that. That's what keeps it fresh.
What would you say about Corona time? I mean, when Corona hit, how did that kind of affect your business, your plans, your?
Okay, I'm going to be really honest. Number one, I was so happy that I was able to stay home. Number one, I had a crazy tour happening for that year. And I mean, it's great, but I was just really happy to be home. It's a time to adapt for musicians. Everything is online now, so it's hard for us, but it's all about adapting, I think, in any business that you do. So it was time for me to do merchandise. I've been wanting to do merchandise for a couple years, and it's a way for me to make passive income. I love performing, but I'm 30. I'll be to 32 next month. And I'm starting to feel it. Like, I feel like I get some pinched nerves from doing like this all the time.
Yeah.
So now it's all about passive income.
Yeah.
So merchandise, recordings, royalties. So that's kind of where I've been focusing on.
Any other musician, doesn't matter, dead or alive, you would love to play with?
Beethoven, Johann Sebastian Bach.
Wow.
Classical geniuses. They were like the rock stars back
In the day.
Yeah.
Bach.
Bach is amazing. I play a lot of his stuff. Yeah.
That's so cute. The kids play violin, so we listen to Bach, since they were little.
When I lived in Frankfurt, I lived in
cool.
Beethovenstraße 58,
Yeah.
and it was Beethoven, and then I had to
Hometown.
learn who is Beethoven.
Yeah.
So I learned that I'm a big fan of Beethoven more
Oh,
than
yeah?
Bach. Yeah.
Oh.
But well, maybe you will play us something.
Sure. Okay, so this is what I learned. This is Johann Sebastian Bach. This is what I learned for during quarantine times, and I've had a lot of lemonade, so.
Yeah, good. Yeah.
Okay, that's enough. No, that's not. Okay, let me do some Bach just to like make up for that.
Wait, can I ask you something?
That's amazing.
I have a question in between.
Yeah.
So here you don't have fingernails, but there you do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so these are fake nails. These are acrylics.
Okay.
It's so funny.
Crystal Jail.
Crystal jail.
How do you know, Mr. Dewey? You want to share with us
All my
something here on the show?
relatives, all my relatives own nail salon.
Oh yeah, you Vietnamese.
That, yep. yeah. So that's true. I go to the nail salon. They're just like one side. They're like, what? They're just one side. I'm like, just one side.
They think that you're cuckoo, right? They're like, what?
Yeah.
Just
they
one
do.
side?
They do. And then they see.
So you want only one side?
Yeah.
Yeah, just one side, one hand, just one hand. These are acrylics for, like more of like the that type of stuff. And then you got to keep these short. These are the real nails for all of, because, like nails will get in the way.
Yeah.
So short, long. That's been my life since I was like in high school. Yeah, like 5. Yeah, well, like 12.
Yeah.
Since I was 12. So, let's see. Okay, so we'll do some Bach. This one I've been playing for a while. This is Toccata. Let's see.
Okay, show's over.
Whoa! Now that's what I'm talking about. Taimane and Gardner live right now.
I can die. I'm good.
Wow.
I don't get it. Like, it's just mind blowing.
That was, I'm a little rusty.
How do you put Bach in 4-string?
Wow.
Right? Bach in 4-string. I mean, violin, I can see, piano, 4-string ukulele. Truly incredible.
Yeah. So that was
Wow.
a little bit of Toccata by Johann Sebastian
Okay.
Bach.
Is anything do you want to share with the audience about your YouTube and your social media channel so audience can go and support you? Because I think you're absolutely incredible. I think
thank
you're
you.
such a beautiful human being.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I'm on social media. Taimani on YouTube, Taimani Gardner on Instagram. I'm on Facebook, and I'm trying to learn the TikToks. Trying to learn that.
You'd be great on TikTok. Actually, you should be a TikTok sensation.
Yeah,
I'm telling you
she
right
would.
now.
Yeah, she would.
I don't know, like they do.
Nah,
No, just do your thing with
Yeah,
the, with
yeah,
the ukulele.
yeah,
Just
yeah.
going.
Just do your thing. Yeah,
just
you do
going
your
hard
thing.
and-
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's viral.
Yeah.
Well, girl, I'm blown away from you and from listening to you. I'm so stoked you came in. I'm so stoked.
Well, I want to read you what he texted us today because this is literally him today. Hang on. Hang on. Hang on. Oh, hang on.
Oh, here we go. All people in technology.
Yeah, shut up. Where I can't see with my glasses. He goes, I'm so excited today. I am so excited today. I am so excited today. That's all you wrote down.
Nice.
Well,
yeah.
you know, I'm a big fan. I watch you in many shows. You performed at my place, and that night was insane. I think Tommy is so lucky that you were able to get there and do that, you know. And the people were like blown away.
They were fun.
So that's insane. And we wanted to do something really, really special for you. And we got together with our good friend Kat Reader. Check her out on Instagram. And we did a collaboration with her for you. And we created a beautiful picture for you. First, I'm going to show to the people.
A set of nails for the other hands.
But this is you.
Wow. This is gorgeous.
And so that's a custom Taimane Gardner with a ukulele by Kat Reader. and you have our logo in
Thank
there
you.
just to show
That
you.
is so you,
That is
girl.
beautiful.
Hell yeah.
That's you.
Hell yeah.
That's
Thank
gorgeous.
you.
Just to show you our appreciation and thank you for coming. We think you're
Yeah, I think the best of you
one
is
hell of
yeah,
an artist.
Yeah.
Thank you. Can I leave you
Absolutely.
with a song?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Please.
Well, maybe before you're going to leave us with a song, let us ask you the 5 what would you rather questions, and then
Okay.
you can give us a song.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
You can send us
I'm
off
ready.
to the sunset. Yeah.
All right. Taimane Gardner. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
She might need a little more lemonade.
What would you rather? Perform for the Queen of England in the Buckingham Palace or for Elon Musk at SpaceX?
Duh.
Elon Musk.
Hell yeah. What would you rather? Adopt a mongoose or a wallaby?
Mongoose.
Yeah.
Local girl.
What would you rather? Release a love song with John Lennon or a reggae single with Shaggy?
John Lennon.
Ooh, come on.
Come on.
All-time favorite.
He's
come
not
on.
even living. Come on.
He's one of the
Yes.
best songwriter
Yeah,
ever.
John Lennon.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right on. What would you rather? Be a vampire or a werewolf?
Vampire.
Vampire.
Hell
Duh.
yeah.
Look at those nails, man. Shit. Shit.
All right, and our last question. What would you rather? Perform for a sold-out stadium with a shitty ukulele from the souvenir shop or perform on the streets of Waikiki with a badass ukulele?
I think you know the answer to
Ah,
that.
hell yeah, I do. Waikiki all day.
Waikiki.
Waikiki all day.
Yes.
Taimane, thank you so much for coming in. Give us your
A
give us
little
your thing.
send off. Little
Yes.
send off at the lower hour.
אני ואתה נשנה את העולם. אני ואתה אז יבוא כבר כולם. אמרו זה קודם לפניי, זה לא משנה. אני ואתה נשנה את העולם. אני ואתה ננסה מההתחלה. יהיה לנו רע, אין דבר, זה לא נורא. אמרו זה קודם לפניי, זה לא משנה. אני ואתה נשנה Mahalo. Aloha, you guys.
Oh, it's so great.
Wow, forever grateful. Forever
You
grateful.
always make fun of me because I cry. This is the first time somebody made you cry.
Forever
Yes,
grateful.
that's
Forever grateful.
amazing.
Wow.
You are so special, woman.
Thank
Wow.
you.
Oh,
Thank
spirited.
you.
Oh my God.
Spirited.
I practiced that for a couple days just so I could share that with you.
No. Oh,
Wow.
that's
So
incredible.
basically, the song says, "Together we will change the world.
Yes.
Together we will change the world." We just got to stay together
Yeah.
and stay focused and change the world to a better
Yeah.
place.
The Bow of Light, it talks about that. It talks about goddesses. It's about one of the most beautiful book I ever read. None of there.
I'm gonna read
Hawaiian. Ooh, it's powerful. I can't wait for your next album.
Thank
We'll
you.
be there. You gotta come back, please.
100%.
Do a
I would
release.
love
Yeah,
that.
This is amazing.
Well, guys, I'm sorry that I broke down like a little pussy.
it. No, not at all.
That's
Let's
strength,
just-
my friend.
but-
That's
Not at all,
strength.
yeah.
Oh
Yes.
my God! If you would understand the words and you understand that she was singing in Hebrew, I mean, it was just like mind blowing. Thank you very much. I love you guys. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you, Dewey.
Thank
Taimane.
you. L'chaim.
Time.
Brad, thank you.
Cheers.
Bye, guys.
Cheers.